Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Discus Talk. We're here tonight with Sarah Bills from Cascadia Aquatics, and we're going to talk about her various food lines. Sarah, introduce yourself.
I am Sarah Bills, owner of Cascadia Aquatics, and I am the sole retailer and wholesaler for Discus Foods in the actually in North America. So
Awesome. So tell us about some of your food, Sarah.
well, Discus Food isn't not that new, even though it's kind of new to the United States. They started off specializing in just Discus Food. So that's why you see the brand name is obviously Discus Food. So the line started out with Discus specific foods. So those were the Grand Champion, the beef heart soft pellets, and the day by day pellets. So Grand Champion is for color enhancing. It will very, very, very much intensify reds and blues, but I would watch to not give them to non-albino yellow fish because it will turn your yellows pretty orange pretty quickly. Beef heart was created to obviously give hobbyists an easier route of getting beef heart and high protein to their discus without having to make your own. And day by day is a good staple food that does not have color enhancers, so it won't alter the color of your fish. After those three came out, they branched out into turkey heart, which is another soft pellet. And that one is very, very popular in Europe and Asia, which I guess that's kind of a common ingredient that they look for. And then they did the pastes. So the pastes are mussel paste, shrimp paste, Artemia paste, bloodworm paste, and then 2 beef heart pastes for discus. More recently is when they started reaching out to other hobbyists that specialized in like certain genus of fish, which would be like the pleco. So they reached out to a few of the popular pleco breeders in Germany to help them formulate foods for plecos. That's when the pleco line came out. It's both carnivorous and omnivorous and vegetarian foods. And the line that I like the most is the Artemia line and the freshwater crab line. I think those foods are the highest of the best quality foods that I carry. The Artemia line is available microgranulate to 1 millimeter to extra large, and then flakes. And then freshwater crab is available in large floating predator pellets, which is good for your arowana, your large cichlids, stuff like that. So, and then they branched out and made it in a carbon copy of the Artemia line. So now pretty soon, they should be here this week, I'll have freshwater crab flakes, freshwater extra large soft granulate, freshwater 1 millimeter soft granulate, and freshwater crab micro granulate for your smaller fry. So most of the foods, if you go to the website, and you'll see that there's different collections, and there's a Discus Food dry food. So you'll see all of the foods that are specific to discus. There's color enhancing. There's the pellets that we already talked about. There are some breeder foods, which are small microgranulates specific for discus fry. And then there's also a collection for the Artemia and freshwater crab lines. So those are probably the best that I carry. And then we also have guppy specific and beta specific foods. So
Awesome. What kind of development? How did they go about developing some of these foods?
Well, the owner is obviously the company is based in Germany. The owner Udo. He travels frequently and owns another home in China. So he connects very much to the Asian breeders. So the Asian breeders are the ones that helped him to develop the initial lines for ornamental discus. And then I'm sure you guys know Dirk. He helped to develop the stuff that's more geared towards the wilds. So that's where the Buffet de Insect came from, and the Fruity de Mar. I'm trying to think of the one that the people they contacted in Germany for the Pleco foods, and the names are just escaping me. A lot of times, I'll put out suggestions, like I asked them for an insect-based food, and that's when Buffet de Insect came out. So I kind of try to like keep an ear out for what people are looking for, and I'll forward those suggestions to the company. Okay. And they have nutritionists in Germany that work on these formulas.
Right. Guys, if you have any suggestions for food ideas or things that you'd like to see, make sure you let Sarah know that.
Yeah, I know Susie was asking for goldfish specific, so I pushed that out to the company, and they thought that was a good idea. So they'll be getting with some of the Asian fancy goldfish breeders, and they'll be formulating foods for them.
Awesome. So I've shared the link in the chat, guys, for Cascadia Aquatics. Sarah's really good about getting her orders out on time, so that's not an issue. Do you guys have any questions for Sarah at this point? If not, I'll just move on.
They're talking about vampire crabs, which vampire crabs are very cool.
Awesome. That's an interesting chat.
Yes, very much.
What else do you sell on your site, Sarah? Other than
it's really just now foods for the foods from Discus Food, because I've just kind of made that my main focus. I was carrying Pleco caves, and they were kind of popular, and then like, you know, that market's kind of oversaturated. So I kind of just backed out of that. And then I was carrying shrimp foods from Turkey, and I used to be, but not so much anymore. I'm not really integrated into the shrimp community, and that's a very hard, highly competitive community when it comes to supplies. So it can be difficult. How did I start? Okay. Well, I had been keeping discus for, I guess, about 6 years. And I started carrying Tropical, which is a brand out of Poland. And I was doing okay with that. But the product is so large, and there were other competitors in the United States, and I was having to beat their prices and try to stay competitive. And then in the end, I just thought, I'll just like relinquish this. And I contacted Discus Food, and I said, I would like to I don't see anybody that carries your food in the United States. I'd like to carry it, but I'd also like exclusivity. And they said, sure. And then, so I started carrying Discus Food, and Christina from Gold Coast Aquatics helped me tremendously. She helped me with my website, my logo, and helped me with starting up, putting the business into high gear. So I think I started carrying Discus Food in 2018. We recently had our 3-year partnership anniversary. And then eventually I was selling quite a bit of it, thanks to the Discus community, that they asked me if I would like to be the wholesaler. So if other retailers wanted to carry it in the United States or anywhere in North America, they would just contact me, and I would be the hub. So right now I've supplied people in Colombia, Mexico, Canada, and a few stores in the United States. So
awesome.
Matt, someone asked some of the products are sold out. Yes, restock is on the way. It just got through customs in New York, so I'm expecting it any day this week.
Okay, that was a really good question.
Yeah, some stuff just gets stuck. The stuff that comes, it's interesting because the stuff that comes through San Francisco comes through really quickly. And then I get it within like a week and a half. But then the stuff that comes through New York kind of just sits there for like days, sometimes a whole week.
That is a while, and it has slowed down. It's made it slower since COVID, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if there were a couple shipments, I waited over a month.
Hey, interesting. So how long have you been in Discus, Sarah?
I started keeping Discus in 2011, I believe. Might have been 2012.
And you started with domestics, right?
I did. I started with domestics. I started with some from a local importer breeder and quickly found that the quality was not there. And then I started ordering from Roy, and back when Roy was selling Discus, and then I started ordering from Kenny. And I mostly had fish from Roy, Kenny, and Golden State in my tank for the most part. I decided one day that I was tired of looking at a Skittle tank, and I wanted to have wilds. So I went and got wilds from John, and that was it. I got 11 tefe I got 11 green tefe.
Awesome. And you've still got those same 11.
Yeah, I have those. And then I got a few more wilds from Jimmy Discus. I got 3 Heckle crosses.
Right. Awesome. So other than Cascadia Aquatics, what else have you got going on?
In terms of fish, not a whole lot. I was breeding a lot of plecos, and that became incredibly overwhelming. So I stopped. I sold all of those breeding pairs, and I broke down those racks. But I mean, there's nothing saying I still have tanks, so there's nothing saying that I can't get back into it. You know, I mean, with plecos, it's very interesting because they're constantly discovering new species and constantly discovering new L numbers and importing them. And so that community is constantly growing, constantly expanding. So maybe if I find another interesting pleco, then a new pleco, then I'll jump on that. But
and then that's the same with the Corridoras. They're constantly finding new ways of Corridoras as well. I know my Amazonas magazine last month had a new Corridora listed, so I was excited to see that. That was very interesting. There's been several questions. Let's see if I can scroll back up and find a couple of them. Let's see.
What's my favorite discus? My favorite discus are Uatuma Heckles. I love them. I absolutely love them. They're the yellow gold Heckle crosses. They're my favorite. Do I have specific food formulas? Yes, I have a Discus Beef Heart Flakes Pro Breed, which is to promote breeding and fertility in adult discus. So yes, those are on the site underneath Discus Dry Foods.
Awesome. And do you have something specific for fry?
I do. I have 2 different size micro pellets. There's Breeder Formula 1 and Breeder Formula 2. One is smaller. I think it's for 1 centimeter to 3 centimeter discus. And then the Breeder's Formula number 2 is for 3 to 6 or 7. Let me pull it up. Breeder starter 1, is for 1 to 3 centimeters, and 2 is for 3 to 8 centimeters. So yeah, those are both on the website. They're both available right now.
Awesome. Can the discus heart paste be used for GBRs and other ramps?
Most of the pastes are low enough in protein count that it should be fine for other fish. So the protein for the beef heart paste is 22%. So it can be used for other fish. I would for rams though, I would probably use like the artemia or the mussel paste or even the shrimp paste. But yeah, I don't see why you can't use the beef heart.
The 4-week die-off it could be a couple of different things. We don't know exactly. A lot of people use PP, which is a treatment that I personally don't like. I would rather use formalin for that if I have an issue. It's a lot safer to use than PP. At the moment, that's the only thing that we know that could possibly treat it. So we just don't know what's causing it. Some people think it's flukes. I personally think it's a bacterial infection affecting the fry. But that is a very good question. That's something that I hope to find out in the future. Get some research done and find out what exactly is causing the 4-week die-off, because not everybody has that problem. I've only seen it in one batch, and that was possibly the 4-week. But we moved the fry into the hospital room, and they immediately started improving. And they're probably 3.5, 4 inches now. They're growing really fast, and we never did treat them with anything. So.
Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans out there and everybody that's still serving.
A happy Veterans Day to you. So you've got wilds now. Have you ever bred the wilds? Have you been successful with?
They've bred on their own, but I've never taken the pair out and focused on that. I was never, you can ask Roy, I was never interested in breeding discus at all.
Right.
I think that it's too much work. So I really admire everybody out there that's breeding discus. And so it's just too labor intensive and time consuming for me. I mean, some days I work 12 hours a day, so I can't be there to do 2 very large water changes. It would just, yes, Katie, the Grand Champion is good for red, blue, and orange, but I wouldn't give it to yellows. No. Susie, yes, the big bag should be in this shipment that's coming this week. The one that's been stuck in customs. It's in it. The pellet or the cichlid pellets and your freshwater crab formulas are in the same box. So, okay,
as far as the let me go back to that question. I apologize. Being interbred, discus being interbred does not cause that. I've actually talked to a couple of researchers about that. And fish genetics do not work like human genetics do. Interbreeding them does not really, in most cases, does not really affect their immune system like it does in people. So you don't have really that genetic issue with the immune system. So it's very doubtful that would be an issue at all. I wish it were that simple, but it's not. It's going to be a bit more complicated than that. But yeah, I really hope to get the answer fairly quickly. I shared the link for the fundraiser. We had a request for it in the chat. The fundraiser works like this. If you buy a t-shirt, you get your name entered to win 10 discus. This is open to the US and to Canada. In the US, the 10 fish are 2.5 inch Stenker discus from Hans. And in Canada, it is 10 3-inch discus from aquatopia.ca. Both of those raffles will be done when we have the 50 shirts sold. And the end of the fundraiser is the 21st. So if you're planning on doing that, you need to get it in. If by chance you live in Canada, make sure that where it says, why are you supporting this fundraiser, put Canada in so that I know that you're in the Canadian raffle and not the US raffle. As at this point, we still can't ship fish international right now. It's a lot harder to do that right now. So, Sarah, you and I have done research together before.
Yeah, we have.
On some stuff. Sarah helped me when I was researching the Aeromonas bacteria.
Yeah. And the when we were going into the different types of hexamida, that was really interesting.
Yeah. We learned a great deal of information during that time, and we've known each other for a while. Sarah pulled me into the spotlight on Facebook, and I ended up getting pulled into the spotlight on YouTube, but I know Sarah knows what I'm talking about because I'm just a little bit shy, y'all. I really am. So, yeah. Say, any questions in there? I don't think there are.
No, but they're talking about shirts, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is. Do discus need high water flow or low? Honestly, mine have a decent amount of water flow. A lot of people say that they need the low water flow, but mine will sit in the returns from the pumps. I mean, so I don't think that bothers them to be in high, a little bit higher flow. I'm not going to say, we're not going to put them in the rapids, but but I think they like a little bit of flow. I don't think that they want, don't want it sitting completely still.
Yeah, Tammy is not shy. I agree, Kim.
No, it depends on the stadium I'm in. It really does. Thank you, Sandy. Absolutely. Thank you so much. So we're going to start soon, very soon, probably as soon as the raffle finishes, setting up the organization. And we have actually changed some things. And this is something that most people don't know yet. I've talked it over with a couple of people. We had originally planned this to be discus research, to learn about specific things that go on with discus. And what I have learned from talking to the researchers and talking to other people is that I will have more success doing the discus research if I include all fish and not just the discus. So at this point, we are going to set up a foundation for ornamental fish with an emphasis on discus. But that means essentially that we will also, alongside discus, we will also be doing research on guppies and mollies and the African cichlids, the South American cichlids, the North American cichlids, all of the ones that you put into your aquarium. We're going to try to get research done. We're going to check their nutritional needs. We're going to look at any diseases that might be fish specific that may affect one and not the other. We do have that in discus, what people call the Discus Plague, which looks to be a cross-contamination issue. There used to be a plague, but we think that one is pretty much burned out at this point. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that compliment. Favorite antibiotics to use for discus? It depends on what the infection is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't know what bacteria you're dealing with, you don't want to use an antibiotic at all. You want to use an antiseptic, formalin or something similar to formalin. If I don't know what it is, I usually use malachite green and formalin, which is Riddick Plus or ICX. I think it's the other one that is malachite green and formalin. And Patty, you'll find some here for sure. I want to say, I don't really have a favorite antibiotic. I don't have a favorite antiseptic, but I'm going to tell you that usually the first thing that if I have a sick fish, the very first thing that I do is I add salt, aquarium salt. And depending on how sick they appear to be, makes it how much I'm going to put in. But if it's a mild, I'm not feeling too good, I'm a little lethargic, I'll start with 1 tablespoon per 10 gallons. If it's something more serious, if they're, really acting sick, I'll go up to 5 or 6 tablespoons per 10 gallons. And that's my absolute first treatment until I can figure out what's going on. All right, you guys got questions? Sarah, what are your future plans at this point?
Well, I really enjoy just working with the people at Discus Food. So I'll probably keep continuing that route and kind of helping them expand the line. And, you'll notice that they change things a lot as the demand changes. I mean, the fish business, or the aquarium ornamental fish industry, is constantly in flux, and the needs change and the research changes, obviously thanks to people like you and people in Europe. So I'm just going to continue working with them. But I'm always open, and so are they. They're always open to people asking for different formulas, stuff that's formulated for certain fish. Like I mentioned earlier, Susie asked for Goldie formula. So they're working on that, but they're always open to the trends and the things that people need for certain fish. So.
Right. Thank you, Eduardo. Absolutely. Thank you for the support there. Okay, Sarah, do they offer an angelfish formula for people?
Yes, I have an angelfish specific formula. It's currently sold out, but it'll be here. It's also in the box that's coming this week.
Awesome. I hadn't seen that one. That's why I wasn't sure if you had that one or not.
Yeah, it's underneath Discus Food dry foods. It should be under there. It's an angelfish soft granulate.
Okay. What is the protein content in that one?
Let me pull it up.
To make you look it up.
That's fine. I obviously can't remember all of these off the top of my head. So I used to be much better about it, but okay. Angelfish super growth soft granulate is 57% protein.
57%?
Yes, ma'am.
The number of protein. How much is it compared to is the discus about the same?
Well,
I've looked at it, but I can't remember.
The B part is 57 as well. And then the Grand Champion is 59. And then Day by Day is also 59. So they're all about the same, almost 60%. Thanks,
Awesome.
Susie. Night Rider, no, I would not, because neon tetra is like a much lower temperature than discus.
Okay, and I'm going to add to that. I've done it. I added 20 neon tetras and 6 gold tetras to a discus tank with about 3-inch discus. And within probably 4 days, all the neon tetras were dead. They had been attacked by the discus. The discus do hunt. They are cichlids, and they will eat smaller fish if they can. So that is not something that I would recommend for sure. They're coming, Eduardo.
Oh yeah, everything. Let me check tracking again. I know it was kind of sitting there in New York, and then yeah, it just got released from customs, and it's actually in Seattle, so it'll probably be here tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Yes, the discus foods are recommended for other cichlids like angels. I have larger pellets that might be more appropriate for your severum, like the the pellets and the freshwater crab pellets probably be more appropriate for your severum depending on the size. But yeah.
Yeah, cardinal tetras and rummy noses. I've seen people with those mixed in with theirs. I've personally had corridoras and bristle noses with mine along with angels. So, which angels, you do have to be careful having angels in with your discus. We had a couple of them pair up and they would go after the discus. On the flip side of that, if the discus pair up, they go after the angelfish. So it's kind of a thing. I had also the Bolivian rams, and they were adult. And as the discus got ready to lay eggs, I would come in the next day and find the rams damaged from the discus. So the discus are extremely aggressive. People think that they're a peaceful fish, but if you get a breeding pair, they are not at all peaceful.
For what discus food do you recommend for 3 old discus?
3-year-old, maybe.
3-year-old? What depends on the size. So, I mean, I would expect your discus to be pretty much full grown at that size if they're 3 years old. So I would just use it. I would use any of the flakes or any of the normal size granulate, because the granulates are, the beef heart are like 1.5 to 1.8 millimeters, and then the day by day and the grand champion are a little bit smaller. They're just over 1 millimeter, so they're like 1.2, 1.3.
Okay. Night Rider, we also feed beef heart. We do make our own food, but with any fish, and it's not just discus, but with any fish, you need to be feeding your fish a varied diet. It doesn't just need to be one food. They don't have they only have 3 fish that they've actually done a nutritional study on to find out what they actually need. So we do recommend that you do a varied diet rather than just one particular food. That's always the best way to go with all fish. And Sarah has a good line of it. So, and each of her foods is a little different. So it's all got a little bit of a different vitamin content. And
yes, angelfish can pretty much eat any of the discus foods that I carry. I just wouldn't give your angels grand champion because it will alter their colors if they're not albinos.
All right.
Pace. Yes, I do. I used to stick them to the glass all the time. I've also seen people stick them to the glass. So yeah, I used to stick those and freeze dried blackburns. In fact, I used to mix them 2 together in in my hand, and I would just stick it to the glass.
Oh, that's going to be a long one.
Feeding regimen. Again, it depends on size. So, like I said earlier, the breeder formulas, I have 2 breeder formulas, and they're from 1 centimeter to 3 centimeters, and then 3 centimeters to 8 centimeters. And after that, you could probably graduate them to the 1 millimeter pellets. So that would be day by day, or Artemia soft granulate, which is a smaller pellet. It's 1 millimeter. After that, my older discus that are 5, 6 inches, they can handle the extra large pellets without any issues. So I mostly feed them freshwater crab, extra large granulate, and the Artemia flakes. So, but my fish like all foods. I mean, I get customers that, their fish just don't like flakes, or that their fish don't like floating foods, or, certain pellets are too big for their fish. So, I mean, it depends on what's working best for you, but I always talk to customers, and we can always figure out what's going to work the best for them. So.
Awesome. That is great. So you guys, Sarah's only been back. What have you been back? 2 months, Sarah, now?
Yeah, I got back in the end of August. So yeah, just over 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. She was in Japan for 6. She got stationed in Japan. and she's just been back. She got back, was a week after she got back, or 2 weeks, she got in a car wreck.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a pretty bad
That
car
was terrible. That was absolutely terrible.
What has worked for me, Ricky, is that is for fish that are, because a lot of times when I get wilds, they're usually fed bloodworms or live blackworms from the importer. So I will feed the two foods at the same time. That's what I found that works for me. And Tammy might have a different technique that works for her, but like I will do a 50-50 of what the food that they're used to eating, bloodworms, usually frozen bloodworms, and a flake or a pellet that they'll kind of mix up the two, and they'll be eating it all at the same time. And then I'll back off a little by little until I can get rid of the frozen bloodworms. 'Cause I'm not really big on feeding frozen foods and all of that stuff. So absolutely. Anybody can share Cascadia on any Facebook group or page. And I also very much welcome groups that are wanting to do raffles or fundraisers or anything like that. I usually just match whatever I'm matching. We're doing a combination giveaway, Tammy and I. So I'm matching.
That's a $50 gift card to all the subscribers that are here tonight. So that we'll be doing that here in just a little bit. I want to stop for a second and thank my fish fam for coming out. I am a new member from the fish fam, and I'm seeing so many of their names in the group right now, and they've been sharing the live stream around and really kind of helping the channel out. And I do really appreciate them being here. I know Mike's Aquatics, and I just can't think of all of them that have been here. Dee Dee's is here, and just quite a few of them. I joined one of the live streams last night briefly, and so that they could kind of get to know who I am. And I just really appreciate, you guys kind of taking me in. So thank you all for being here tonight and supporting the channel. And I do know that I am probably running over on, I think, Rico's stand tonight. And I do apologize for that.
I am the Canadian
Your
distributor.
Master Aquatics is here, that's right.
But I've actually been looking for a Canadian distributor because I will ship to Canada and I don't mind it, but I really hate that customers have to pay that high shipping cost for me to get it to them. So I'm looking for a Canadian distributor. That would be excellent.
Okay, now Knight asked something here back a minute ago. Are wild discus hardier than domestics?
I think so, but people might disagree.
And I think it depends. It's something that I've been kind of looking into. I can't really say that it's not true or is true. I think in a lot of ways, the wild discus are way stronger than the domestics, simply because of the way that the domestics are raised. I think the fish farms, in order to keep the fish healthy and not have issues, they do have to medicate, and I understand that. But that doesn't give the fish their chance to build their immune system up. So the ones that are born in captivity are medicated young. They can't build their immunity against certain bacteria, so they're more susceptible to it. On the flip side of that, there are bacteria that you might find in your aquarium that you might not find in the Amazon River. So your wild discus may be more susceptible to that bacteria. So, I mean, it's kind of, it's questionable. But that's something that I've been kind of throwing around in my head for a little while, and I hadn't had a chance to talk to Sarah about that one. But I think in a lot of ways, both of them have their strengths and both of them have their weaknesses. Oh, Rico, I wanted to be at your stream. I was watching the last one. I don't see any more questions, Sarah.
Yeah, we can wrap it up if you want, or you can do the giveaway or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I want to try to do the giveaway, but I can't tell. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Can everybody say Cascadia in the chat so I can see who all needs to be put in the drawing? I really can't see the names, so that would probably be the easiest way. Everybody that wants to be in the half or the giveaway.
And I will do another sale. I'll do, let's do it. I'll do a discount with the code Discus Talk. And I will run it for the whole week. And that will do, so Discus Talk, 2 words. And that will give you 10 or 15% off all orders, all products. And I will end that on November 20th at midnight. So that I'm doing that right now. So Discus space talk. And that's for 15% off. That's the code.
Okay, Ricky DeHoyas has a question. We have hard water and a pair that have been breeding, but I can't get them to wigglers. Are you using RO? And what is your pH from the RO if you are? Okay. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm writing down the names because I do not, if somebody could tell me an easy way to do the raffle, would be lovely. Let's see, Crown Tail, Dave Farrell. Are you getting it, Kim? I was sitting here writing the names down. Are you going to be able to get it?
Me? Hold on.
No,
Kim.
Ready? Kim.
Knight Rider, Susie, Katie, Jeff, Christina, Monster Fish Gal, Dee Dee, Eduardo, Crown Tail, Dave, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Liquid Zoo, New Local Austin, Alishan, Ricky, Ben, Daniel, Sandy.
Awesome, Kim. Thank you.
And Jerome.
Awesome, guys.
Colin.
Yeah, Dee Dee, I wanted to do that, but I kept thinking, what if everybody picks the same number? Oh, I know what you're talking about. I could choose a number and then have everybody guess it or something like that. Okay. Hi, Barry. I don't think I've seen you show up in the chat before. Okay, Discus Foods is in Canada. Sarah.
Oh, angel fins. Yeah, I didn't know if they were still carrying.
Fins.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Kim is spinning the wheel with all the names on it. So let's see who wins. Aqua balls. Hello, everybody that just came in. I know somebody just came in. I can't see who. Yeah, it was aqua balls. Nice. Again, thanks everybody for showing up tonight. It's been nice seeing everybody. Okay, I didn't know that Aquatopia also has the Discus Food.
Good, because I really don't like having to charge people for that astronomical shipping. So I'm really happy to see that people are carrying it in Canada.
Okay, I was going back to look for that question again. Okay, congratulations, Eduardo. You have won the $50 gift card from Cascadia Aquatics. Congratulations. Awesome. You guys have been great. That is awesome.
So have Eduardo either message me on Facebook, either on my personal account or on my business account, and I will give you your gift card code.
Yep. That's Cascadia Aquatics. Matter of fact, I need to post in the chat again so that we've got it. And there we go. All right, this is great. Rico Stan, how long do you have before your live stream? It's at 8. Yeah, Kim, just message me the video and I will upload it. I think there's a way to edit the video on YouTube, and I'll try to upload it at the end of the video. You guys, I'm still learning how to do the YouTube stuff, so you'll have to bear with me on some of this.
Yeah, I can be part of the giveaway. I don't mind donating for Christmas. Just contact me on Facebook. Yeah, of course. I'm always into giving giveaways and all of that stuff. So anything to help out. Yeah.
And she's pretty good about answering, her messages.
I try, but sometimes I'm so forgetful that I get distracted, but.
And I'll attest to that. She is very easily distracted.
I am.
I pay close attention to everything, and she's just wandering off over there.
Yep. I have a lot of things happening at once. So.
Yeah. Discus aren't really as hard as people make it out to be, but like any fish, you have rules, and you need to learn what the rules are before you get them. And as long as you follow that rules, you generally won't have an issue. I mean, it's the same with every fish. Discus are a lot different because they have, they have different characters. They're still cichlids. For the most part, if you have enough in there, they're peaceful, but they can turn vicious. They can be mean. And they can get sick. I mean, any fish can get sick. My issue with discus seems to be that when they get sick, it's harder to make them to recover. And that's been something that we need to find out what's going on there too. There's so much stuff that needs to be researched, not just in discus, but in all fish. Let's see. Somebody had asked me about doing their live stream and coming on as a guest. I'd be more than happy to do that. But I do work during the week, and I am sometimes still at work when you guys are streaming. So please bear with me on that. I'm available most weekends at the moment. I do know that December 11th, I won't be available. And tomorrow I am actually going to Knoxville, Tennessee to pick up some fish. So I won't be around tomorrow. My email address is in the channel. So if you want to email me or whatever, that's fine. I do not mind doing live streams with people. I think the person that emailed me that I talked to today, I think he thought I was kind of blowing him off and I wasn't. I would absolutely love to do live streams with you guys, no problem. And I'd love to have some of you come and talk on the channel too. I know we've got Discus Addiction and a couple of other people that have discus, and it would be great to meet you guys and have you guys on the stream and have us tell us about yourselves. Hans is local. I wish Hans was local to me. I really wish Hans was local to me. That would be lovely. How close are we to reaching our goal? I honestly don't have a goal. The money from the t-shirt fundraiser, and people really need to know this ahead of time, because I've talked about doing the research and I've talked about raising money, but I haven't talked about where that money is going, and that's probably not a good thing to do. I am working with a researcher out of Canada. I'm going to be working with a veterinarian out of Atlanta. We are going to set up an organization. The money from the t-shirt fundraiser is going to pay for setting up the organization. It's going to pay for getting the CPA involved, and some of those kind of legal things that have to be taken care of. And then we're going to go from there on how to set up. We're going to have different structures inside of it, for different types of research, for nutrition, for disease, for water conditions, for different things. And then we're going to have subsections under that for the different species. And we're still working on a lot of that. So once we have all of that together, then I'll come out with more live streams talking about the organization and what we're doing. So we're still in the planning stages at this point. Haven't gotten very far, but we are working on it. So I would love to reach out to James at Fish Room Fever. I actually sent him a message 2 days ago, but like he said in his live stream, he's not on Facebook very much. So I'm waiting for him to respond to the message. I'm also going to be going through Chattanooga. If anybody can get a hold of Chattanooga Ed and tell him I'd love to come by and visit sometime, that would be great. And maybe we could do some videos while I'm visiting some places. And I was kind of hoping to do that. Thank you, Night Rider. I really, really appreciate that. We have less than 20 t-shirts available.
Wow.
Not going over 50. I will sell 50, and the deadline is the 21st. And I do have people that plan to buy more t-shirts, so it's just, I don't really know how many are going to be available. With them, they've already said that they're coming in to get them. So yeah, I absolutely appreciate Fish Fan being here to support the channel. That has been a blessing. And all of this has come about very, very quickly for me. I joined into Father Fish's live stream briefly last night, and that was absolutely amazing. And I was good. I thought about doing it for Mike's Aquatics, but I was preparing for this live stream, so I really didn't have the time and didn't want to jump in and out like I did last night. Sarah, you are not allowed to yawn into live stream.
Sorry.
Rico Stan, I did not know you were in Tennessee. Okay. Ricky, too. And I've seen all these names and all the Fish Fam live streams, and you guys are sitting here. I just absolutely love that. That I found the Fish Fam. That's about it for me, Sarah. I'm really looking to Rico Stan. You guys need to go check out Rico Stan. Go sub on his channel because he's absolutely amazing. And he's almost to his 1,000 subscribers if he isn't already. I meant to ask that in the other live stream and I forgot. He was at 970 something last time I checked. But he is very close to that 1,000 mark. I would love to see him hit 1,000. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, go check that out for sure. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. And don't forget about the discount code.
Okay, yeah. Discus Talk, right? Discus Talk is the discount code. So when you make your order, make sure that you put in for the discount at Discus Talk. Okay, Eduardo has emailed you, so.
I am sending him his gift card right now. And let me know if it works because I've never done it this way. So trying something new.
Yes, I will post the link for the t-shirt. Let's see. Absolutely. I think this might be the only time that I use this company for the t-shirts because it takes me forever to even get to the page where I can actually get the link. Okay. Actually, I probably will use them if they do a good job, but just tell them that they need to change it. Ben, please do. Please feel free to send me a message. Katie, thank you for joining, and all my Discus people. I'm going to be doing another live stream very soon, and I may end up making it a video, but we'll see. I just haven't decided on that yet. And but yeah, it'll be coming real soon. I'm going to be doing a couple of videos, I know. But I want to test out this new intro. I don't know if anybody was in when I started the intro, but I want to see how it looks on an actual video. So I'm going to mess with that a little bit. But we'll see you guys soon. And I hope everybody enjoyed being in on the live stream tonight. I've definitely enjoyed having you. And I'll see you guys all at Rico Stan's